رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر أمري وعقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. Growing up from a young age, I would have been judged for speaking another language that wasn't English. Something foreign, something different, something that people just weren't used to. If I had said this around 5 to 6 years ago, I would have been bullied and teased, getting comments such as, "This is England and you shouldn't speak that here." And you can imagine getting comments like that at a young age. For the curious ones out there, all I had said was a short prayer asking the Lord to help me with my talk today. So, why would something so innocent be taken the wrong way? Was it due to it being outside of the norm? Or was it simply ignorance? As a young child, I would like to say I was energetic and loud, but I'm sure my mother would use different words to describe me. However, after getting several comments condemning me from doing so, I felt like I didn't need to speak my native tongue anymore, that I'd just stick to speaking English, which was quite difficult at the time because my English was stronger than my parents' English, so communication between us, was difficult. I became reserved, not wanting to speak to anyone unless I had to. Instead of embracing who I was, I became something that I wasn't. I just wanted to be alone, in my room, not want to do anything. And I wanted to change my personality so I can try to fit in with the so-called cool kids at school. Whatever they would do, I would do. Whatever they liked, I liked. However, there was one thing that I couldn't change, no matter how hard I tried to displace, which was my faith. As I grew older, I figured that getting out of this spiraling rabbit hole would be to focus on my faith. So what I did was, I joined an Islamic school. It was well needed for my character development. I was able to go to an environment where there were other people like me, where I was able to share my experiences, start to be a kid again, where I could just be comfort in my own shell whilst being able to speak to others about how they were able to manage through their stressful times, how the comments that they had gotten, how they had gotten through this. And then we worked as a team whilst just having fun as a kid. As time went on and I grew older, the daunting experience came where I had to eventually leave the school and move on to the next stage of my life. And this was a daunting time because I was in this environment where I was happy, but now going into this foreign place, I wasn't sure if I'd be able to survive with my newly developed character. It was difficult to fit in. I can still remember the first day where I sat on a table alone with no one to speak to, except 1 or 2 people who came later on that I had met online. However, as I started to go to more classes, as one friend turned into another and another friend turned into another, I started to feel more comfortable, as if I'm becoming me again. That loud and energetic kid was coming back of his shell. As time went on, making more friends, teachers, an opportunity came across. Head boy applications. Now, I know there are some people in the crowd who know about my head boy applications and my process, but it was a time where I was like, it's a make or break for me. Is it something that I do or shall I back out? Because there were many perfect candidates that I'd known, and I was just this quiet, reserved boy who didn't want to do anything. So I figured after going back and forth with friends, families, and teachers, I put my application in late, but I'd still put my application in. Things started to get real when I was sat across the other candidates, realizing how prepared they were, how they were able to speak so eloquently, and I was just there, quiet, by myself, not wanting to do anything like, oops. And before I knew it, I was on the main stage, delivering a speech to over 100 people in the common room. I was nervous. I prepared endlessly for it, but I did not know what to do. Some words just weren't coming out, and luckily I had my phone to help me with the speech. However, I just felt like there was something else that I could do. Instead of talking about what a generic head boy should be, I turned my phone off, put it in my pocket, took a deep breath in, and just spoke. spoke about myself, spoke about how I believe that I would be the best candidate because I'll just be able to be everyone's friend. Someone that I can just talk to. Someone that they can just be like, you know what, even though he's head boy, at the end of the day, he's still a normal person. The speech ended, applause from everyone. I was over the moon, something that I'd really wanted to do. I was like grateful for the opportunity. Weeks went by, didn't know what the results would be. I was congratulating everyone for what had happened. I was like, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for everything. I'd made more friends. I was just happy with it where I was. I was laid back, just relaxing in the room where all the teachers and candidates were gathered. And to my surprise, I heard my name called out. Turns out I had one head boy. So I was like, whoa, I'm head boy. That was ridiculous. A lovely picture there as well of my head boy photo. I'm sure it's amazing to see me in all my glory. But I was just, honestly, words cannot describe how I was feeling in the moment. I just, even to this day, I still can't describe the feeling. But then, why should I just stop there? I have achieved head boy. There's probably more things that I could do. Better yet, there's probably other people who are in a similar situation as me that I could probably help. Better yet, we could actually help. I want you guys to reach out to that one person, that one friend, who you believe that just needs that little nudge, because make them feel accepted, because they're the people that will help society as we grow older. They're the ones that we're going to live with, no matter how old, how young. If you just be around them, they'll just blossom into these amazing flowers that we call people. And before I go, I would just like to say this. आपने और आपका दोस्तों को याद रखना.